I could not stop sobbing as I wrote this, and as I got towards the end, I realized that I had not taken my psych meds yet. And now look, not sobbing anymore. See how that works? Yesterday, I had a lapse of Catholicism. I was walking by the church on Holloway, and the door was open. And like a reflex, like you say, God bless you when someone sneezes, I went in and I lit a candle for Sinead O'Connor. I knelt and folded my hands, and suddenly I was alone. Like, really alone. I am alone all the time, but people are always watching. In that moment, only I existed with one lit candle. Like the sunken place, except I can finally hear myself think, please don't let anyone follow her. I thought as hard as I could, like Danny calling for Mr. Halloran. I told her I'm so very sorry. She's in my head forever now. I asked River Phoenix where she is now. He said she's wandering. The news to see if they'd ruled her a suicide yet. Why didn't I know that her son Shane committed suicide last year? 17 years old. I wasn't paying attention. I was letting Britney fucking Spears suck up my creative expression when I could have told Sinead O'Connor the only justice for the bullshit inflicted on her is to return to Saturday Night Live and sing Zombie by the Cranberries while tearing up pictures of Joe Pesci. Now that can never happen! I kept breaking down sobbing when I was writing this. Sinead said that she was lost in the Bardo without Shane. I had to look that up. It sounded Irish. Actually, in Tibetan Buddhism, Bardo is the state between death and rebirth, in our lives and the afterlife. River Phoenix is right. She is wandering. Sinead was such a good singer. Irish women sing like we're calling the cows home from the moors. A voice that echoes and reverberates through our souls and yours. That Saturday Night Live performance is chilling. She sings directly to the camera. A cappella Bob Marley song called War. She looks through the camera at someone who's not there, someone who hurt her. So many parodies. Did anyone get it? Every joke hurt her more. Watch that performance. She was so beautiful, so angry, so full of hurt, so alone and standing strong with her voice as her sword and shield. Reduced to smoldering satire. Are we proud of ourselves? Every joke ignores the abuse inflicted and covered up by the Catholic Church. How Sinead sympathized with the violent prejudice inflicted on black people in America by the government post-80s Reagan era, where cops were given free rein to beat up and incarcerate crack addicts. She took the stage on one of our most popular shows and projected the words of a black man back at us. The picture is why. It belonged to her abusive mother. That was so fucking brave, and no one gave her credit for it. Not even me. Not enough. I could not stop sobbing as I was writing this. And again, psych meds. You can't tell me Sinead O'Connor wouldn't still be alive if I had written to her. She would have talked to me, would have believed me. I'll bet she would have sympathized with Britney Spears too, even though Britney kind of stole her haircut for a second. I could have gotten Sinead O'Connor to write about Shane, perform her feelings and raise him from the dead through her voice and bring others back from the Bardo. You cannot tell me that wouldn't have happened. She deserved so much better. Still, I'm quite an egomaniac for thinking my degree in theater qualifies me to save people from suicide. Anyone got an inflamed appendix? I have a steak knife and a laptop. It's not clear what killed her yet, but it's got way more to do with Shane than with me. Could I have saved that kid too? Yes. I saw a picture of Sinead and Shane together on stage when he was a kid, maybe 10. She was singing into the microphone, turned towards him like she was the happiest she had ever been, and he was reading a poem off of a paper plate, looking down and smiling at his dirty bare feet. I asked River Phoenix if Sinead had found Shane yet. He said no. I asked if they will, and he said yes. Will I know when? Yes. They'll wander and find each other over and over. And I'll keep singing these sad songs until they do. We get thrown back into the river of existence like two small fish all the time. Our lives are a blip on the timeline of the universe, incomprehensible to the vastness of eternity. Sometimes it feels good to free float in the Bardo, a piece of plankton in the cosmic soup. No cares, no worries, no memories or obligations, no conscious mind to maintain. Just exist. We try to get there with drugs, religion, meditation, etc., because that's more comfortable than living. Bardo is seductive, like a warm bed when you've woken up too early for work. You need to want to exist, y'all. Please. I want you to exist. I want you to be here. I'm not writing these journals like stacking up candles I can't sell. I'm fighting the real enemy. And it's kind of like I'm punching myself in the face and saying, stop hitting yourself. I'm my own worst enemy. The Pope isn't the enemy. Not this one. It's ignorance, judgments, stigmas against mental health, racism, apathy, and a lack of hindsight. Lot's wife looked back and turned to salt. Y'all, that's magic. That can't happen any more than a polyjuice potion can turn you into a cat. Look back. Find regrets. Everyone has them. Make amends. It feels better. Encourage healing. If you can't do anything, light a candle. Anywhere. Don't fucking kill yourself. Please. Take it from me. I understand that feeling, Doc. It's like an asthma attack. You feel like you're out of control, but you need to get help. You can't measure feelings. The only way to express your symptoms there's no way to express your symptoms other than talking about them. There are people whose job it is to help, and they live for that shit. No one gets into mental health care without a bit of a savior complex, and you're giving them more of a reason to live too. That suicidal feeling is like a sticky slime demon that whispers, "Do it," in your ear. They have medicine to make that go away. The most important medicine for suicidal feelings? Time. Take some time. They can keep you safe while that feeling melts away. Talking helps, but you need to talk to the right person. You could be talking to someone who doesn't have the skills, has a bias, or just doesn't give a shit. Talking to anyone is better than no one. But a doctor or a therapist could help you get better because it's their job. Sometimes you don't know where to start. Start with what hurts the most and go from there. Let it out. Don't be afraid. Those feelings will only hurt more the longer they stay inside. I'm saying all of these things because I've been there recently. I've lost people because I can't keep adding to this fucking lullaby list. I need to make another list. People who've won Oscars or had babies after reading my writing. I'm glad for them. One list doesn't negate the other, but it makes me feel like less of a weapon of mass destruction that no one can contain. Ego. My fucking stupid ego. Don't listen to me. Take my words and feel them. What are your feeling words, Doc? That's all I've got to be said. That's all I've got to say today. Needed to be said.